Celtics demolished the Heat last night, 127-102 to even the series at 1 apiece. Jimmy Butler dropped 29 points in the loss. Jason Tatum led Boston with 27 points. Of course, he got some help from the returning Marcus Smart and Al Horford. They were in the starting lineup after having to sit out Game 1. We are now joined by FS1 NBA analyst Stephen Jackson. Happy Friday, Stephen. Do you think the Celtics will now end this series pretty quickly, or is this going to be a fight to the end?
Well, after last night, you know, it's looking like Boston's going to win the series in 6 to me. You don't get beat like that at home in the playoffs. That basically says this team is 10 times better than you. If they make shots, if Boston makes shots, it's clear that they win this series. Now, if anybody's expecting Jimmy to go for 40 a night, you haven't been watching basketball too long. Jimmy's going to get you 30. He's going to get you 25. He's going to make plays. He's going to be the best all-around player on the court. But his team is still limited. Boston has the deeper team. Boston has the defensive player of the year. They got the 2 best scorers on the court with Brown and Tatum. And Miami just doesn't have enough. After losing like that at home, so being down by 30 at one point, it goes to show how deeper and how much better team that Boston is. Boston's been through a lot, too. They have some experience, too, by losing LeBron in the Eastern Conference Finals. So these kids are ready to play. They've been through a lot, and it's just their time. I see them beating Miami in 6.
Yeah, I agree with you, Stacks. I don't think this series is going to go 5 games, and that's what Skip was trying to get me on the record to say it's going to end in 5. No, I like being right, so it's going to end in 6 like I predicted. And because I agree with everything that you said also, is that Jason Tatum and JB, Jaylen Brown, they're better than any 2 players that – and I like Bam. I think Bam is a tremendous defender, but Bam is not going to give you 25 and 12, 25 and 15 that often. I know – JT can go give me 30, 40, or 50. I know JB can give me 30 or 40 on a given night. They can offset each other. And if they get it going like they got last night, 27 from JT, 24 from JB, Marcus Smart chips in to give you 24. And you get Peyton Pritchard, and you get Al Horford, and you get Grant Williams giving you 19. Miami's not beating them. I don't care how well they play if they allow Boston to get off like they allowed them to get off last night. They're 2 very good defensive teams. I still believe that Boston still has a gear that they can get to that the Miami Heat can't. Celtics in 6.
6? Well, you make the case for 5, and then you waffle, and I don't understand it. Mr. Jackson makes the case for 5, and then he says, but I think it'll be over in 6.
Here's the thing. If Jason Tatum doesn't turn the ball over in the 3rd quarter and they don't let him go haywire,
okay,
it would have been a sweep.
Well,
so you go out on game, be happy with the game, and scurry on along.
Bet me a couple of cases will be over in 5.
Nope, 6.
Why not?
Because I like to be right. They call me Sharpadamus.
When are you ever right? When the
Last night.
When the playoffs started, you had Milwaukee and Phoenix in the finals, and I think they're both gone. They're with LeGone somewhere.
You about to have no teams in the finals out. you about to have, but you saw. Stacks, I did not see this Boston team. The way they did Brooklyn, and then to win a game 6 in Milwaukee after Giannis gives you 44 and 20. I didn't see this, but watching them, they're just better than Miami. It's as simple as that.
So, Mr. Jackson, you both have me on the run today because if P.J. Tucker is out and he's going to have an MRI on his knee, I don't know what's wrong with it, but if he's gone, I'm gone. If Kyle Lowry can't play a single dribble in this series, I'm out because I got no chance here because he's the head of my snake. He's a 6-time All-Star who has missed 8 of the last 10 playoff games for the team I picked going into the playoffs to win it all. So if those 2 guys are gone, we're talking about guts and glue and head of my snake. I don't have a shot. You got me. But you're going to win by default because I don't have. Well, it's default.
No,
yeah.
Even if you had them, Skip, they're just better. Okay. They're better than you.
All right. Are they better? Because Stephen Jackson, I brought up to Shannon that would you believe on March 30th, near the end of the regular season, that the Miami Heat, who did win the Eastern Conference with the best record, went up to Boston, full strength versus full strength. And guess what happened? The Heat happened. The Heat won that game 106-98. Jimmy Butler had, as you said, 24. He's a 24 type guy. Kyle Lowry had 23 and 8 assists. And somebody named Bam, who I haven't been able to find so far in these playoffs, Bam had 17, 12, and 8 in that big win on March 30th. Full strength at Boston. Could that not happen again? Sure, it could happen again, because this whole playoffs have had a narrative of roller coaster. Just when you least expect it, the other team rises up and smites them down.
Can I ask you a question? Of all the teams that's still remaining in the playoffs, who's been the most impressive? You look at what they are the only team to sweep an opponent. They swept the Brooklyn Nets, who have, we believe, two of the most skilled offensive players in their prime on the same team, and they swept them. They went and they did a job on Giannis, who's the two-time MVP, was the reigning Finals MVP, and he went to Game 6 on their court, did that, and then took them apart in the Game 7. So if you look at the two series in which they've won, they've been more impressive than any other team remaining.
I saw Marcus Smart make 3 of the least smart blunders I've ever seen in the last minute of a game at Milwaukee, or was it at Boston? It may have been Boston. It was in Boston. And blow the game.
Game 5, yes.
Okay, and I'm saying, what was that? Because just when I wanted to jump on the Celtics bandwagon, it blew tires against Milwaukee.
Yes.
Right?
But that wasn't because they were outplayed. It's because the turnovers. And that's what got them in trouble in Game 2. So you better hope that Jason Tatum has another game in which he turns the ball over 6 times in a quarter. Because if you don't, it won't be long.
Well, you're talking big and bad.
Yeah, Stacks, he's nervous. He's nervous, Stacks, over here right now.
Do I look nervous?
And you got to think too, Shannon, if you look at the minutes, the first 2 games in Miami-Boston series, Miami only really won 12 minutes. This whole series.
I tried to tell him that, but he didn't want to hear that.
You know what my response to that is? Last night, the Heat got blown off their home court. First playoff loss they've had in a home game the whole playoff run, right? They were 7-0. But I look at the stat sheet, Stacks, and I say, well, wait a second. Miami won the boards 42-41.
That ain't nothing.
And wait a second. Am I right about this? Miami won points in the paint 42-30, and they won second chance points 12-11. So it's not like they got out-physicaled and out-dominated.
Hey,
right?
Stack, you can't get no rebounds if you check it out the net, can you?
No, and there's some kind of way Miami got to stop, is it Cruz? They got to stop him from shooting all those ill-advised threes. I guess he thought he was Steph Curry or somebody, but this is the playoffs, bro. And if you're going to shoot 4 threes in a row, you're going to have to make one of them. He is killing Miami at the beginning of these games with shooting all these threes and not hitting none of them. He's putting them in the bad spot. Somebody got to pull him back.
Nah, don't pull him back. Let him keep launching them. And then we're just going to get the rebounds, and then we're going to go down to the other end and make buckets.
You know why both of you are talking big and bad right now? And Steven knows what I'm talking about, because he is an excellent three-point shooter, a great wing player and wing defender. But the point is, these are three-point shooting contests. And if the visiting team is going to make 9 of 11 in the first quarter, the most threes a Boston team has ever made in the regular season or in the playoffs in the first quarter, guess what? The visiting team's going to win, and you guys are going to be full of yourself and just spewing all over the table here.
Didn't I tell you about Grant Williams? I said he might not give us 7 threes, but he's going to give us a performance. I told you about Grant Williams, but you ain't want to listen to me.
Well, he looks a little hefty to me.
Yeah, don't worry about him getting good. He's still, as long as he's going to launch 2 threes from the corner, just keep on, keep on eating.
All right. I just need PJ to come back and eat a little bit from the corner, and I'll be just fine.
PJ Tucker, BJ and the Bear, it's over in 6.
Okay, how about 5?
It's over in 6.
Hopefully, PJ will be okay, and those test results will come back negative. Hey, Stephen, we appreciate you joining us. Have a great weekend. Still to come this morning on Undisputed. Will Luka and the Mavs be able to even their series up tonight in Golden State? We'll break that down coming up next.